Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk about what was going on Twitter last night when Elon basically hinted that he's going to release some more Twitter files in relation to the pandemic, or as I like to call it, the scamdemic. And apparently that's what these files are going to reveal, that the whole thing was allegedly a scam. So let's get into the article and let me know what you guys think. On Wednesday, Twitter CEO Elon Musk appeared to suggest that he had information that would prove the entire COVID pandemic response was a scam. Over the past several months, Musk has released the Twitter files showing widespread government collusion with the tech giant. He has also teased upcoming Fauci files, which have been delayed due to a key researcher. While responding to a tweet, Musk appeared to suggest that he had bombshell information. So this is Zuby's tweet. Love Zuby. When will everybody admit the whole COVID-19 pandemic response was a scam? Popular influencer Zuby asked on Twitter. Musk replied, "It's coming." And then Colin Rugg tweeted, Elon Musk suggests the entire COVID-19 response by the federal government was a scam. Do you agree? Now, many of us have been saying this for a while, even from the very beginning. Now, I am not suggesting for a second that COVID isn't real. It absolutely is real, and people have died. Sadly, many people have lost loved ones due to this, and people have lost their lives due to this all over the world. But what people are questioning was the whole response to the pandemic. Was a lockdown necessary? Was a lockdown helpful? Did a lockdown really help us reach herd immunity? Was the vaccine really the answer? And we know that the CDC at some point admitted that it doesn't prevent transmission, doesn't stop transmission. They claimed that it merely lessens the symptoms. And, that's a matter of debate, but that's what their claim was in regards to the vaccine. Then we found out that the ventilators were doing more harm than good. How many people were dying due to being put on the ventilator, as opposed to it saving their lives. So they stopped putting people on ventilators to the same degree that they did at the beginning. The protocols, what was given to COVID patients, the drugs that were given, and the drugs that were denied. I'm still not going to go into it, but you know what I'm talking about. The drugs that were given to patients, again, may have done more harm than good. How many people died due to the protocols as opposed to COVID itself? That's just a question I'm putting out there. So the author of this article, Colin Rugg, he goes on to say, back in January, I released a tweet calling on the Twitter CEO to release the Fauci files. Elon Musk appears to speak out against COVID booster shots, saying, I felt like I was dying. Adding that his cousin got myocarditis. I tweeted at Elon Musk, now would be a great time to drop the Fauci files. Back in December, Musk slammed Dr. Anthony Fauci and his wife, Christine Grady's, when he exposed their corrupt working relationship, allegedly. The comments from Musk came in a series of tweets where he unleashed on Fauci for his questionable past relating to his so-called gain-of-function research. So the tweet said, Fauci bypassed a moratorium on gain-of-function research to fund dangerous projects like EcoHealth Alliance's work in Wuhan. He then worked internally to change NIH's definition of GOF to evade culpability. In 2022, he awarded more money to Peter Daszak for more GOF research. And Elon said, gain of function should be called bioweapon research, as the function referred is death. What was the name changed to this time? Then he said, gain of function in this context is just another way of saying bioweapon. Some good nuggets in article. Important to note that Fauci authored a 2012 paper arguing for gain of function research. Obama wisely put this on pause, but Fauci restarted it. Despite these glaring issues, Twitter nonetheless had an internal Slack channel unironically called Fauci Fan Club. Are you kidding me? Right, so that was a Yahoo article that Elon was referring to. Fauci argued benefits of gain-of-function research outweighed pandemic risk in 2012 paper. Wow. In the same Twitter thread, Musk called out Fauci and his wife's corrupt working relationship, noting how she works as the head of bioethics at the National Institute of Health, which also just so happens to be the entity that is responsible for holding Fauci accountable. Almost no one seems to realize that the head of bioethics at NIH, the person who is supposed to make sure that Fauci behaves ethically, is his wife. I think he's already released the Twitter files. I mean, this is pretty much the Twitter files in regards to the pandemic and Fauci and everything. So I can't imagine what else he's going to release. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Oh, there was one tweet of Elon's where he said that his pronouns were prosecute Fauci. Fauci claimed to not have any idea what Elon was talking about. Check it out.
Elon Musk has said he has released the so-called Fauci files and talking about how the government and Twitter, for example, work closely to share messages on how you particularly were dealing or telling the public about the virus. He went on to say, my pronouns are hashtag Fauci. And I'm just wondering what you made of the world's richest man or second richest now going after you.
I have no idea what he's talking about, Neil. I wish I did. I mean, I'm clueless about what he's referring to. He's talking about the Fauci files was supposed to come out last week. We now, at the end of this week, I just don't understand what he's doing, and I don't even think I should be addressing it because
so when he says what he's saying is to prosecute Fauci, that you were a little too cozy, working in cahoots with Twitter and the government to provide a general response to all of this. But he's never released details of that. I don't know if that's forthcoming, but it's very similar to the kind of things Rand Paul has said about you in the United States Senate. Some of these House Republican members have said you made a bad situation worse. You're quite right to point out that at the time you were talking about this, we were losing hundreds of thousands of people a day and a week. But they pay no heed to that. And I'm just wondering how you feel about that, because that could drag on a while, these hearings and studies and investigations down to this Wuhan lab in China could drag on a long time.
Yeah, it could. And what will be, will be. But like I said, Neil, and I'll repeat it again, I have a great deal of respect for the process of oversight. I have absolutely nothing to hide at all. I'll be able to defend everything that I've done. So a lot of people are spouting out a lot of things about me and Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. I've never had a Twitter account. I don't intend on having a Twitter account. And I've had nothing to do with Twitter. So I don't know what they're talking about when they say that, Neil. I just don't. I'm puzzled.
Well, it's got nothing to do with having a Twitter account. It's colluding with Twitter executives to suppress information and to push a certain narrative. I think that's what what Elon is alluding to. It's got nothing to do with having a Twitter account, but we shall see. That's his response. So very interesting. Let me know what you think.